Hi everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I'm not doing so well today. As I've always told you, I talk about what I feel. You know, take it or leave it. But I am a little stressed today because tomorrow, for those of you that have followed me for a while, you know that my sister is going to be having some heart surgery. Well, she's finally going to have that tomorrow. So I'm a little stressed out about that because she's almost 79 years old. So she's at high risk for other reasons as well. She's got non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver and autoimmune hepatitis of the liver. And she just told me right now, I just got through talking to her, that her liver is pretty shot. It's pretty much shot. And she also told me, you know, the risk of this surgery could cause a heart attack. Because they were going to do open heart surgery, but because of her age and her other conditions, she's also a type 1 diabetic. They decided that open heart surgery wouldn't be good for her, wouldn't be a good idea. So instead, for her blocked arteries to her heart, they're going to put stents in. But the doctor still told her there's still a chance of a heart attack for that procedure. So yeah, I'm a little... there's just so much. There's just so much going on in my life right now that, you know, as you all know, sometimes you just get overwhelmed with everything going on. You know, your life, someone else's life, what have you. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I called my homeopath doctor this morning, and she had me order some stuff to help with the anxiety and the stress and everything, but it won't get here till Thursday. But at least it's coming. Yeah, it's just one of those times in life where you feel like everything is just piled up in your head. And you're just, you know, I know you've all been there, and you may be there right now, where you feel like, I cannot take another day. I'm done. You know that feeling. That's kind of how it feels right now. I just, there's a lot on my mind. And the stress is taking a toll on me. So you know, that's why I called my doctor, and she was like, you gotta let go of everything you cannot control. You have to let go of what you can't control. And she said, or else you're gonna end up in the hospital. And I mean, yeah, I know she's right. But like she said, it's easier said than done. And, you know, issues with kids, issues with family, issues, you know, it's just like today. I'm stressed out, worried about my sister. There's no one here to talk to. There's no one here to do something with, to help me get through this. It doesn't exist. That's what happens when you live alone. You have to go through all these things on your own, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I need to bring myself down. Face the reality of what could happen tomorrow, which is not easy to face, but I'm going to just believe that she's going to be okay. Please send your prayers, well wishes, healing vibes, whatever you believe in, to help somebody. Please send them to my sister Gloria. She's having the surgery at 11 o'clock tomorrow, California time. So that'll be, you know, that'll be 12 o'clock Albuquerque time. So, yeah, send your healing vibes, your prayers, or whatever you believe in. Like I said, I'm not one to say this is right and that is right or that is wrong. No. I just believe that good energy coming from somebody is just good. And her name is Gloria in California. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. I almost feel like at this age, something's changing. Something in my head is changing, starting to notice, or not notice, what would the word, just starting to realize a lot of things, you know, and sometimes it's not very pleasant. And I'm trying to focus on all the good I do have in my life, because I am very fortunate in many ways. I have a roof over my head, I have a car, I have an income, I have my little dogs, I have my children, my grandchildren. I have a lot to be grateful for, but sometimes you just, you know, like I say, and I will repeat this because it's the truth, and from the comments I've gotten, there are a lot of other people like that too. When you have to go through life living alone, sometimes things just get overwhelming. They just do. And it's not because you're weak, it's not because you're not grateful, it's not because you're not looking for ways to deal with it. It just happens. There are days when you just feel like, oh my God, I can't keep going through life alone. You have your down days, and then you have your up days, you know, where it's like, oh, I'm so glad I live alone. Like talking to my doctor this morning, she said, think about it this way. She goes, I'm having to take care of my husband 24/7 because he had a stroke a while back and it left him nonverbal. He can't speak at all, and he's got dementia now, and he's also got dementia. And so she has to take care of him like a little kid, basically. And she goes, this is my job now 24/7. And I thought, yeah, that's true. I don't have to go through that. And I thought about a cousin of mine who also is you know, having to take care of her husband because he's not, you know, in the greatest condition either. He needs 24-hour care. So yeah, I try to focus on those things, and I do. I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful I have this, I'm so grateful I have that, you know, I do. But I'm only human. And so anybody who thinks, oh, you're just pitying yourself, you're just feeling sorry for yourself, no, I'm a human. And there are millions out there who go through these tough times, who are struggling for one reason or another. You know, everybody has some kind of a struggle. Nobody is struggle-free. Nobody. If it's not health or family or work or whatever, there's something. You know, maybe your pets are sick. You know, there's always something in someone's life. But when you live alone, it is harder. That's just a simple fact. It's not self-pity. It's a simple fact that you have to cope with so much alone. And sometimes it does get overwhelming. Sometimes it's just more than you can take. Because when you live alone, you're carrying everything on your shoulders. You're doing it all alone. Luckily, I do have my children, but they can't take, you know, they can't fill that void, you know, 24/7. They can't do that. So yeah. You know, it's just one of those times when, I don't know, maybe as you get older you start thinking, why does everything have to be so hard when you're older? Why do you have to start getting all of these illnesses or not feeling well or something's not right feeling? It's like the older you get, it's almost like waiting to see what's going to, I think I said that on my last video if I remember, but it's like waiting to see what's going to happen next as you get older. Well, you have to, that's something that I have got to learn to say no. I need to live in the moment. That's what I need to focus on, is living in the moment. Not what happened in the past, not what could happen in the future. And that's not easy. That is not easy to do, because it's kind of human nature to worry and oh my gosh, what's going to happen with this, or God, I remember that hurt so much, or you know what I'm talking about. It's not easy to just live in the moment. It really isn't. And it takes practice, and it takes determination to say, you know what, right now everything's okay in my life, you know, or your life, you know, it's okay. This is okay, that's okay, this, you know, it takes a lot to live in the moment. It's not as easy as some people try to make it seem. It's not. So yeah, I don't want to prepare I do and I don't want to prepare myself for the worst tomorrow when my sister has her heart surgery. I do want to kind of psychologically prepare myself in the way of, okay, what if things go really wrong? What can I do? I can't do anything. But at the same time, I love my sister. So if something went wrong, it would be heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking. So, you know, it's trying to find that neutral ground, and it's just not always easy, guys. And anybody out there who thinks, oh, you're this, I don't care what you think. I care about people who understand. If you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, you're so full of self-pity, you're just, you know, that kind of person, get out of here, go away. I don't care about you. Because I know what it's like, and I've watched videos where I always comment and give compassion to people who are suffering for one reason or another. I always do. I'm like, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I wish I could help you. I wish I could give you a hug. You know, I always do things like that. Because I know what it's like to struggle with your emotions, you know, maybe your health isn't great, your relationships, work, whatever. There's somebody who always is going through something. So when I see one of those videos, I never sit there and say, oh my God, get over it, you know, get real, just get past it. No, I don't do that. That's just mean. And right now I am struggling. Just issues in my life, and a big concern for my sister. I can feel my blood pressure is up, because it's like tomorrow's finally the day. It's been a few months, of any of you who have followed me. This surgery was supposed to happen a few months ago. Because of other things that she came down with, they delayed it. And it was supposed to be open heart surgery. Now they say it's too dangerous for her. So they're going to try the stent route. So yeah, it's very hard for me to not take something to calm me down. Sometimes today I'm thinking maybe I should. How bad is it to take one thing to calm myself down? It's not like I'm doing it every day, but then I'm like, no, you know, I haven't taken a Xanax since February of, no baby, since February of 24. That's the last time I took a Xanax. And that was from when I was suffering with extreme anxiety and panic attack. And then I tell myself, will it really hurt you to take one? You know, and then part of me says, no, don't do that again. So I'm a mess today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not being cheerful and what have you today. I don't feel cheerful. I'm very worried for my sister. I'm trying to prepare for the best and the worst. And that takes a lot out of you up here. It takes an awful lot of energy. So anyway, guys, send the best to her, please. That all goes well tomorrow. I would greatly appreciate it. Very, very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the kindness that those of you that are kind show. Thank you. I appreciate your kind comments more than you will ever know. Be kind, be caring, and be compassionate. It's free and it can help people, believe me. Take care, everybody. Talk to you in my next video. See ya.